Awesome. All right. Thanks guys so much for hopping on Mindset Mondays. I know this is slowly kind of becoming a favorite. And I definitely think with the Rachel Krista duo that we have, it's really kicking off and hitting people exactly where it needs to. So, I mean, whether you believe in God or not, whatever calls you, whatever you align with, I definitely feel like whatever it is that you like, something Whitney, don't get me started, girl. Brought these two together and made their strengths come to light and really did something beautiful with putting them together on this Mindset Zoom. And I really think that is attributed to the fact that one, they were not afraid to contribute in their strengths, and that they were also willing to step up in this way and be scared and be uncomfortable and do it anyway. So I would love for you guys to follow in these ladies' lead wherever you feel like you are called or you have a strength to show up in that way. So I know Rachel's going to talk about a topic tonight that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, especially as the month is, I hate even saying winding down because it's definitely not doing that. But as the month is wrapping up and May is approaching, a lot of us are kind of in specific headspaces, whether you're like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the month, I'm so close to my goal, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, or you're like, wow, I'm so far away, I feel so discouraged, I don't know what to do. Maybe you're kind of feeling lost, maybe you're in the middle, but definitely giving you guys some encouragement. But also I think just kind of, as always, I think mindset in and of itself is always some kind of tough love. It's always very honest. I hate even say like tough love is like a trigger for people, but I guess it's very honest. It's honest because it is what it is. It's almost, backed by science. It is really just about your brain and how it works and the power that you have to change your environment, your thinking, the way that you show up. And so that's why I think it's so powerful. So go ahead, Rachel. I know that this is laid on your heart and I want to give you as much time to talk about it as possible. You're still muted.
I'm talking to myself over here. Sorry, I was Instagramming our thing. It was boomeranging us all. So happy Monday, everybody. Can I first just say, like, happy Monday does not ever, like, something I would have ever said pre-Thrive. And like, we really don't give it like enough credit. I don't think I've ever said in my life, like, consistently happy Monday. So I just want to take a minute and just soak that in. Happy Monday. I know this week is a stressful week for a lot of people. And I had something on my mind and I just really felt led to share it. Yes, Casey said Mondays are for a fresh start, for sure. And I'm also one of those people who don't do well reading the chats and talking at the same time. I have like a super scatterbrain. My brain doesn't do that very well. But I really wanted to get into it because I was vacuuming yesterday, or was that? Yeah. Yesterday I was vacuuming my house and it just dawned on me. When we get so I'm a believer in God. I don't know where your faith lies, but even if you're not a believer in God, I really think that there's a lot of value in this for you. Just like the concept in general. When we have a blessing come into our life and it doesn't show up the way we want, we have a tendency to want to quit and like just fold, throw in the towel. And I think our mindset really can get like just bogged down and just really, it's hard, especially when you're grinding and you keep grinding. And then you're like, okay, how long do I have to grind for? And how long do I have to move for? And it just dawned on me. God has blessed my life in so many ways. Just being here, having a happy Monday, seeing all of your awesome faces, even if it's a photo, it really lights my fire. It makes me really excited. Just the opportunity to speak, to help add value. And when we're given an opportunity, sometimes we just don't take it. When we are given a blessing, for instance, when life gets tough, like God doesn't just give up on us, right? Like when we don't listen and we don't show up the way God wants us to, he's not like, all right, I tried, I'm out. When our kids, they're total blessing, or our spouses or our pets or whatever you have, they're a blessing. And when they don't, they chew up the couch or they're dumping stuff or they're not listening or you're arguing with your, your significant other. Just because our blessings don't show up the way we want does not mean we give up on them. If I gave up on my babies every time the going got tough, we'd all be dead by now. Don't even want to say that on YouTube or anything. But seriously, this business is a blessing opportunity. It is your baby. This is your baby, and you cannot give up on it. And I just wanted to like really speak that to everybody this week because I know it can be stressful. I think anything in life can be stressful, but our mindset is 100% the only thing that will stop us from getting to the goals or whatever we have in mind. So I know a lot of people have a goal this week. It's the end of rank advancement bonuses. Even if you're not going for rank and you just, you have to have a goal, even if like you've hit that rank, you've passed it, or you're not going to hit the next, like have a goal in mind for yourself in everything that you do. In your marriage, have more communication with your kids, have better listening skills in your business, come up with some productivity or like just goals for you. When you have a blessing in your life, you don't give up on it. You're not going to give up on your kids. Don't give up on yourself and your business. And I just like, this is a blessing and we all need to realize that it is a blessing and it's totally not going to show up. I mean, how many mornings did I wake up and I just didn't even want to look at a kid? That doesn't mean I shut my door and go, good luck. Yeah, bye everybody. Good luck. Like that one commercial where the dad's sick and he's like, I'm calling it a sick day. And then they move to the kid and he's like at the door, like, dad. You can't just give up on your babies. You are the only thing in between like yourself and the goal is your mindset. And I just wanted to like fuel people this week. When things don't show up the way you want, like I understand how easy it is to throw in the towel. I used to be one of those people, and I've kind of briefly mentioned it in other Zooms before. Like I had to work really, 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 really hard. But when I say really, 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 really hard, I made it really, 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 really hard. And this is like a tough thing, but you know that acronym KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Stop making it so complicated. Don't make it so complicated. It is so simple to be in a space of having a positive mindset. It feels hard when we have a lot of stuff in our space, when we're doing things we don't want to do. It is as easy as like left or right. Just choose one, pick it. And it's just something you have to just be practicing. I got pumped up because I'm like, you know what? I get to get on this Zoom and I get to look at everybody and talk to everybody before they, like at the beginning of their week. It's a fresh start. It's a new week. And I have been pumped up for 50 minutes now. Yes, a long time. And I was worried. I'm like, I don't know if I can keep this going. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, I'm keeping this going. I'm just gonna pace my house. And my brain was just spinning. And I'm like, I just need to tell everybody that they are a blessing. Like your life is a blessing. This opportunity is a blessing. Your families are blessings. Your business is your baby. It is a blessing. Quit treating it like a problem sometimes. You wake up and you're like, oh, I gotta post. Oh, I gotta do this. Oh, I gotta do that. No. Yeah, you have to put the effort into you to get out what you want out of it. And you have to choose that. So you have to actively, like mentally go, I want this to work out. If you're like, I'm going to give you, for instance, if you're in a marriage, let's say you're in a marriage and it's not really working and you're like fighting and you're arguing, you have to choose your spouse, your significant other. You have to choose them with all their faults, flaws, and everything else. You have to wholeheartedly, 100% choose the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, as a whole person. You have to choose the whole person. You can't just pick and choose the good out of it. Just like you can't choose to just have, the rank advancement or the bonuses, you have to choose the hard work. So in your business, choose it. Choose the like that, you know what, I'm going to be successful in whatever success looks like for you, and mentally choose it so that when you get up and you go to do it, you're not telling yourself, I don't want to do this. You that stop telling yourself those things that run through your brain. I don't like this. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to hit this. I don't want to. There's no time for that. There's just no time. There's no space for it. Just treat it like a negative human. No space for it. Push it out and just make sure that you don't like get into a habit pattern of doing that to yourself. Something on our team today that Courtney was talking about, big risk or big sacrifice yields big reward. If you sacrifice watching Netflix with putting some time into your business, if you actually do those messages, create those relationships, plant those seeds, send those friend requests, you actually will get a reward out of that. Even if it's not always in volume in your baby, in your business. It could be you feel like a more successful human because you've been more consistent in your business. That consistency can pay off in the long run. That like you are sowing into yourself. Yes, in your relationships, 100%. You're sowing into yourself. If I like, you know, when our kids, I know some people don't have kids on here, but I'm sure you can imagine, like I have a baby, a brand new baby, and I want this baby to have the best life it possibly can have. I'm not going to start screaming at it when it's born. I want him to go to college and I want him to have a successful life. I'm going to start sowing in, even though I won't see that for a very, very long time. So I am going to start putting in the effort, even when his diaper explodes, even when he chucks all the toys at me, even when everything doesn't go right, because I am committed wholeheartedly and have chosen success in his life. And when you come into that mindset of nothing will stand in my way and this is happening, and you just choose that, that's when you're going to have success. That mindset is the success that you need, because your mindset is the only thing standing in between you and where you want to go. It's your mind. That's it. Because you can do the do. You're here. You're on the Zoom. You're doing it. You can do the do. You're capable. You know the tools. We have an abundance of tools. So I just had to get on and tell everybody that when times get tough, don't give up. Like, work harder. When your kids are screaming, don't scream back. Work harder to calm down and get focused. Get focused on what you need to accomplish. If your kids start screaming, your husband starts screaming, your wife starts screaming, your best friend, your mother starts screaming, and you start screaming, it's just going to blow up like the 4th of July. In your baby business, if you start, sorry, I got distracted. We had a hand raised for a second there. If you start sowing into your business like you do into your relationships, you will grow this into what you want. But there is no space. There's just no space for, I'm sorry, guys, I'm so distracted. There's just no space for all that negative stuff. You just choose not to have it in your space. And the other thing I just had to say to everyone is, you have a strength. Everybody on this team, whether you know what it is or not, you have a strength. You are resourceful. You are uniquely you, and no one can do you like anybody else. I love your lights, buddy. No one can do you like anybody else. And you need to realize just how amazing that is. You are somebody's niche. Somebody freaking loves you. Not everybody loves you, but there are people who need to see your posts. There are people who need to see you thriving. They need to see your walk to have the courage to step out into their own walk. They need to see you choosing success in your life and you need to walk out and be the change you want to see in yourself and in others. If you don't see positivity in the world, then spread it like fire on gasoline everywhere you go, because that's what you want. We reap what we sow. It's the same thing. It's energy. You know, you put out what you want to get. If you don't know what your strengths are, there are so many tools that we've been using lately to find out what your strengths are. Courtney yesterday on leadership talked about our genius. If you don't know what that is and you're interested, message your upline, message somebody, start getting in chats, figure it out. If you don't know and you're like, well, I mean, I'm kind of good at making muffins. Well, then go make muffins live on Facebook and tell everybody how to make muffins and do it really excited and talk about how your baby gives you, you know, your business gives you enough info and gives you enough, like, not info, like enough motivation and energy to get on live on Facebook and actually do this. How like you feel like an amazing person. It was a great leadership Zoom. So I just want to, the last thing I really have to say is nobody's going to make your baby blossom, just you. No one's going to come over to your space and make your dreams come true. Not even, and sometimes there's exceptions to this. Sometimes we get into relationships like with our spouse where they can make our dreams come true. But let's be real. We all, even like people in relationships, you have your own vision of what you want in your life. You cannot rely on anybody else to come in and do it for you. You have to create it. You can't look for it from your family. You can't look for it from your friends. You can't look for it from your leaders, your business partners, our team. You have to look for it in here. You have to have it. Give it away and spread it like wildfire. You have to do it yourself. Nobody wants your goals for you like you want for you. No one can reach those goals and make you feel as amazing as you will make yourself feel when you hit them. If somebody makes you hit your goal, I mean, sure, that sounds great, right? Do the work for me, I'll hit the goal, great. So I got my bachelor's degree years ago, and I was a single mom. I was busting my hump, I was losing teeth, and I worked my ever-loving butt off. I had people slashing my tires. I had police. I mean, I had crazy stuff going on. And I worked several different jobs. And I was like, you know what? I almost quit so many times. And I'm like, absolutely not. You are not quitting. You're going to finish this because you said to. I just made a choice. I decided I was going to do it. And I did it. No one else would have got that. And if somebody did my homework, like let's say I paid somebody, I would not be this proud of myself. All that hard work and all that self-doubt and all that like blood, sweat, and tears I put in my life to getting some of the goals I've met, no one will ever touch that for the rest of my life. It's kind of like God. You could be in a concentration camp. You could be anywhere in the world and nobody can touch it. No one, because it's all in here. Your most powerful asset is in up here. You need to figure out what your strengths are, what you're good at. You need to start spreading it in your team, spreading it in your business. And I want to just say that whatever your goals are, I'm rooting for you. I absolutely hope that you guys have an amazing week. If you're not feeling empowered this week, get empowered, figure out how. If you don't know how to do that, listen to podcasts, put on some crazy music, twerk in your kitchen if you need to. I mean, seriously, guys, I twerk in my kitchen when no one's watching. I do that when no one's watching, but you know what? That makes me feel me. That's my jam. Whatever your jam is, go do that. And then when you're done doing that, then go get productive. Make it happen. Yeah, I dance every morning in my kitchen. Yes. Because it makes us feel good. It releases endorphins. It literally chemically makes our brain feel happier. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Krista.
No, not really. Just adding on what she was talking about. Like no one can No one can do it for you. No one can make those dreams happen. They can spoil them by ruining your mindset. They can't physically tear it down and tear it apart. But if they're spewing negativity, or they're watering down what you have, what you've built, what your dream is, if they're saying, oh, you can't do it, oh, well, so and so did this, and that kind of leaks a little negativity in your mind, they can totally destroy it. So protect that baby, like nurture it, love on it. Just like she was talking about dancing. I go out in the sun. I love to be outside. We have a lot of trees. I like to just go sit in the grass, or like today, I just sat on my porch and like basked in the sunshine. That's my jam. It refuels me, it recharges me, and like build that space around you, whatever it takes. If you're getting frustrated, like she was talking about, Courtney's been talking about our areas of genius and our areas of frustration. If you feel like you're working so much in things that frustrate you, remove it for a second. Go do something that empowers you. Go do something, just even if it's just a breath of fresh air. If you go outside and scream at the top of your lungs, I mean, if you got next door neighbors, you might not want to do that. But if you have to go outside and just scream at the top of your lungs, or I don't care what you got to do, don't bottle that up. Don't just keep pushing in that area of frustration, because you're gonna burn out. You need to also have that balance of the things that empower you, the things that fuel you. If you can't find it, go talk to someone who does fuel you. If you have a best friend, a family member, one of us that just really can speak something into you, go talk to them. Get something that it reignites it, because once you start down that path of frustration, it's really hard to get out of it. Because like she said, you'll wake up every day and you're like, oh, I got to communicate in the chats. I got to make sure everybody knows I'm here. I got to be on the Zooms. I got to post 7 times. I got to post in my stories. I got to comment on a few things. You get in that. And then guess what happens the next day? You're like, I'm going to do better today. And then you're like, I got to do this. I got to do that. And it's a vicious cycle, and you just on and on and on. So you have to find that thing to break it. If that means removing something from your agenda, removing yourself from something, do that. I know I've been reevaluating my schedule. It's not working. It's just not working. The things I have laid out to get done every day, it's not working. And I was just, every day I'd be like, okay, I'll do better. And it wasn't that I wasn't doing a good job keeping up with it. It just wasn't serving me. So I was like, fine, screw the schedule. We'll start over. So that's on my thing to do tomorrow. Every single day, I'm going to plan out a whole new schedule, because it's just not serving me. So if something you're doing and it's just like every day is a constant battle, and you're doing the best you can and it's just not working, it's okay to change it. It's okay to ask someone else, like, here, this is what's happening. That I love my one-on-ones with Courtney every day. Like, usually I have a plan. These last several, she opens up and she's like, what do you want to talk about today? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't have a plan. And so I just come to her and I'm like, here's what I have. Fix it. Because it's just, I know I'm in the midst of it and I can't pick up the problem. She's a problem solver. So if you can't solve problems, go to someone who can. Go to someone who can look at what you have there, like your little beautiful mess that you've made. Kind of like God, we take our mess and we're like, here, fix it. Because that's what he's good at. So that's all really I have to add. If anybody has needs to unmute or leave it, drop a comment. Rachel, do you have anything else?
I had something a minute ago, but I was just vibing with everything you were saying and it just left my brain. You guys ever have that happen where you had something and then you're like, oh yeah, what was that? I don't know. Yeah, it's gone. It is gone. It is gone. I was gonna ask, no, she said not to ask if she had anything to add.
Yeah, we don't want to know if Courtney has anything to add.
Yes.
They said manifesting is happening. Good not to manifest to not. I think I've seen several people say that.
I don't think some people I don't think realize the power of manifesting it. When we get to let's say you were sitting, you ever get just oh, I don't want to, like Krista was talking about, I don't want to get up. I got 7 posts. I got, all the stories. I got to talk to all the people and do all this stuff. You're already in a negative mind space. You just set yourself up for failure. Don't cry about it. Don't sit there and beat yourself up about it. There's no time for that either. Just get off of it and just choose to be in a better mind space. Okay. If you screamed at your kids all morning, well, oops, don't do that anymore. Don't sit there feeling like a horrible mom or a horrible dad or whatever. Just stop. Okay, well, that sucked. So that doesn't work. Like Krista was talking about, her schedule's not serving her. Well, you know what? Transparency. This isn't serving me. This isn't working. So change it. Do something different. If what you did today didn't work really well for you, do something different tomorrow. Don't wake up tomorrow and do the same thing you did today. If that one live you did, you got no likes, or that one post you put up, you got no interaction. You can sometimes we think in like such a small little box that we forget the outside thoughts. Like we think our realm of possibility, like, oh, I'm not going to hit this rank. And this is the little box you just put yourself in. And like, you're like a genie in a bottle. Somebody let me out, please. Somebody just come over here, rub my lamp. Seriously, your box is huge. It is the whole world. If you have nobody commenting on your post and that makes you feel like crap, go in your chat and ask people to comment on your post. You're going to feel real good in like 30 seconds. Then that'll boost your entertainment. Like do something that you wouldn't have done. Call those people that you've been avoiding calling and have a conversation about the opportunity to thrive and feel amazing this week. Take the risk and you'll get the reward later. Plant the seeds this week. Go forth and spread kindness. Choose to be positive. I just think, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, so I just think that like we really just need to realize that we are our own boss. We are our own responsibility to be successful. We have all the power and the tools in the world. We may not get it in the time frame we want. It may not show up the way we want. We may absolutely hate some days. We may want to leave. Like full transparency, I felt like that about my own family. So I think that's pretty normal. Like that, congratulations, you're a human being, you're not a dog. You have real feelings. Sometimes life gets hard. So if you have a goal, write it out. Write out your goal. Figure out what you need to do. Bullet point it if you have to. Make a goal, reach it, and don't stop. Run until you do. Because you deserve it. You deserve the work. You deserve the effort. You deserve the time. When you get on, and one other thing that I do. Yeah, Tracy said, full transparency, we all have times we hate this job. If you don't have that goal, you'll quit every time. 100%. Yeah, I thought about quitting, and then I got on a one-on-one with, or 2-on-1 with Courtney and Heather, and I was like, all right, I think I'm ready to be successful now. Because I had literally got on a one-on-one with Courtney once in the beginning of my journey and was like, yeah, I just don't know if I really want to be successful here. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I want to be. That's a legit mind space. And if you're in it, well, then just like last week when I was talking about, just sit in that and stew in that for a little bit. Courtney said it and it really made sense. I was listening to her podcast, like, I don't know, like a month ago. And she was like, you're not successful because you don't want to be successful. And I was like, yep, no, that's it. Be honest with yourself. And if you're frustrated that you're not successful and you also don't want to be successful because you're not choosing it, sit and stew in that. Think about that, why you're in that space, and figure out, what would you rather do? Would you rather honestly give up and throw out your baby, your opportunity? If you do, then by all means, I want to hand over the keys to throwing out your business and your baby. But I strongly encourage you not to. Please don't. If there's a little bit in there that's like, well, I want to be successful. Maybe I don't really like all the work, but I want to be successful. Then run. Run. Love on your baby. Every time you message someone, just think like you just gave your kid like a little M&M. Good, you did a good job. You did a good job. Seriously. You did your laundry today. You did a good job. Because no one's going to make you feel as good as you're going to make you feel. Whether I hit, so one of the reasons I didn't know if I wanted to be successful is because I don't derive my inner like confidence. Sorry, my dog is going nuts on our door. He does this every Monday. I don't derive my confidence from my PPA. I'm a pretty stellar human being. Not everybody likes me, and that's totally fine. But that's why I was like, well, I don't really know if I really want to be successful. I'm like, are you nuts? Are you crazy? Of course you want to be successful. Quit telling yourself bad thoughts. Run, girl. Next thing I know, I'm helping host Mindset Zooms. So like that day, I think, yeah, it was that day. I was like, I woke up one day, I had a conversation with my husband, like, I don't really know if I want to do this. And he's like, he had that goal, that gold nugget where he was like, if you had 10 people on your team, if you were successful, would you give up? I was like, whoa. That's when I got on and talked about the space, creating the space for abundance. So create the space for abundance this week. Don't give up, you know, and I hope everyone has an awesome week. I hope you all feel a little bit more empowered. I hope I could fill up your cup a tiny bit. I love your turkey, sweet tea. Oh, she's so cute. So yeah, create the space for abundance to show up. Choose your business, choose your baby. Do the do, choose your heart, love on yourself, and you're a winner whether you hit your goal or not, because if you didn't hit it now or when you wanted to, you're gonna, because you're on the road. As long as you're walking forward and you're making progress, like if you're looking at like a whole time span, as long as you're walking forward, even if you take a few steps back and then you continue, as long as in the long haul, you're constantly, your momentum is moving forward, then everything's fine. But I would strongly suggest you light a fire in your butt and get motivated, love on your baby. I hope everyone has an awesome week. This is going to drive everybody nuts. So I'm going to stop. Krista, I'll let you close. Thank you for letting me, like Courtney says, flap my gums at everybody. I love you guys, and I hope everyone has a beautiful week this week.
All right, we're gonna take a 25-ish minute break, and we will pass it over. Haley I'll come back and reopen for you, Haley, at 7, and pass it off to you. So I will see you guys in about 25 minutes.